All right, guys, a very good morning and welcome to our broadcast. To many of you who have already joined us, I see Wayne Cosney and Shellon, Joseph Gilali-Cock is here. Belinda is here too, Belinda Halls Anderson. Good morning, Belinda. Good morning, Shellon. Upright Youth, the Upright Youth. Upright Youth. Good morning to you as well. Ingrid Ambrose, Ashton Crawford, Pam Halls. You know, all the Halls and I related. All the Halls and I related. My grandmother's maiden, well, she was married Hall, her maiden name. Yeah, married Hall. Maiden name was Chung. Chung. Sheila Boy Child in Life this morning. Good to have you here with us. Dolly, good to have you as well. And I see Terrence Beecher on the live too. Good morning, Terrence. How are things at your end? Deborah Pearson is here too. Please, don't let's forget Deborah. Don't let's forget Deborah. Please and thank you. Don't do it at all. Good to have all of you on the live. Evelina Whitaker, we see you there as well. And all the other folks joining us. Anthony Paris Sr., not the junior, the senior. Good morning, Anthony and Rawl and Dolly, Sharon. Edward Brooms on the live this morning. Elise, we see you as well. All the other folks joining us. It's Thursday already. Believe it or not, the 26th. Official payday. Siobhan McDonald joining us from Jersey. All right. In Orange County, which part of Jersey? Love me some Jersey. You know. Mark Cully, we see you in the live as well. We see Evelina and Edward and Janet, Joanna, Siobhan. All the folks joining us this morning. Great to have you folks on the live. Loosen it up. And loosen up. Folks, in my morning schedule, I have at 5 a.m. I'm supposed to put in half-hour exercise. It has not been going so well. It has not been going so well. Is it Warren Figueroa we see there from Long Island by the corner shop, by the back street? Warren Figueroa on the live this morning. Good to have you, Warren. All those other beautiful folks who are joining us. Linden and Aubrey and Dolly and Lynn Fernandez on the live as well. Good to have Lynn with us this morning. Beautiful Lynn Fernandez. Great to see you. Sheila Boyd Child. Good to have you on the live too, as we said. Lyndon Gill, we see you there. And all the other folks. As you may or may not know, we were in my born town yesterday, the mining town. I was born at Mackenzie Hospital. A friend of mine would say, I'll try there. Yeah. I was born at Mackenzie Hospital. It was a Saturday, I believe, around 2 in the morning. Give and take a minute or two. It was around 1, 2 in the morning, you know. Yeah. Came screaming into this world. I've been screaming ever since. Established since 1979. Screaming ever since. Orat Bentic, we see you there. Orat Deborah Pearson. Where were you born? Where were you born? Which hospital claimed you? Lincoln King and Sandra D'Souza. Brian Daniels on the live this morning. Good to see you, Brian, and the other beautiful folks who are joining us. Thanks for joining us this morning. Orat and Florzel and Claire Capel. Sandra D'Souza on the live too. Where you are born? Yeah. Good to have all of you on the live. Deborah Pearson, Gladys Fassard, we see you on the live too. Gloria Chester. How are you, Gloria? Tracy Clark too. Here on the live this morning. Claire Capel. Good to have Brian Daniels here with us as well. Good to have you all. Folks, as we begin this morning, I want to show you some of the other stories we didn't get a chance to show you last night. As we were in Linden having a look to see the damage that was done by that freak storm. We didn't get to cover some of the stories that we wanted to last evening in the interest of time. You know, we're not the only ship, sailing, the only boat floating. And we know you got other programs and so on. You want to go off and watch. Right? So we were making allowance for that. Alison, Duncan is here. Family. 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 How are you doing, Alison? Good to see you on the live this morning. Yeah, my heart just sat up a little more steady. Alison, good to see you on the live this morning. Waveney Doris and all of our other brothers and sisters. Folks, spare thought for our brothers and sisters in Linden. Spare thought, you know. Listen, and this is not just for my brothers and sisters in Linden. We live in the fastest growing economy in the world. We've been designated a high-income country. Biggest GDP per capita GDP, whatever that means. But I don't know. Here are some people living by a thin thread. That's the difference between you and the streets. That's the difference between us and the streets. It's a thin thread, right? I'll give you an example. Thin thread. Folks, I don't have my tea with me this morning. I took some orange juice instead today, but in a big cup. You know, one of them cups is not for public consumption. It's like one of those gym, you know, the gym cups? Yeah. It's not. But I'm tempted so often to pick it up and shut down this orange juice here. It's a little hot these days. I went for a cold breakfast this morning. I'll give you an example of the thin thread though. You all remember Fly Jamaica? I can talk it's a very sensitive matter in our household. My wife was a stewardess for Fly Jamaica. It's a very sensitive. Yeah. The girl got she looks and she body and so. You think I just had on a blinders and I say, hey, you from 28? No. You think sorry that? No. So very sensitive matter, but that's not the point. Sharon, it's not the point. The point was Fly Jamaica had a mishap at Chedi Jagan International. Margaret Morris, you all remember? They overshoot the runway or didn't clear the runway, or something like that. But they had a mishap. Fly Jamaica, right? The plane skidded off the runway, either on landing or they weren't ready for takeoff. I don't know the full story. But Fly Jamaica never flew again. After that, Fly Jamaica the whole and arm by a thread. By a thread. Right? Yeah. My wife is one of them nice girls from used to fly with Fly Jamaica. Right? Yes. They're holding on by it, never flew again. Still owe a lot of the staff money and so on, but that's another story. I'll make so. Still owe them a lot of money. We can build a tree house and so. That's another story. Besides the point. Some of us holding on by a thread. Almost a thread. Holding on by a thread. You know it's the truth. Listen to me. One thing you're not going to find me with. Pretentiously. You know, some people like pretend as though they got it like that. They got deep pockets and I ain't got the energy. I pick a different struggle. I pick the girl from used to fly with Fly Jamaica. As I said to them grounded now, I pick a different struggle. Holding on by a thread. If a car jam you now, that's it done now. I'm talking about death. I'm talking about the little money you're saving up to elevate to the next level that you might got to put wrong, sir. That'll be the done now. You understand me? Holding on by a thread. But for the grace of God, go I. Spare a thought for the folks at Linden. When you hear some of the stories, you say, Lord, well, I ain't got it so bad again. Right? Things bad, but it's so bad again. You know the stories told a man about to end his life. He said, I can eat my last banana now and jump off this bridge. Peel the banana, he threw the skin away. When he threw the skin away, a man scampered out from beneath some cardboard boxes, scrambled his skin and started eating it up. The man about to end his life reconsidered. He said, he thought things bad by me. At least I got the flesh of the banana. A man scrambled his skin. Gone with it. You think you got things bad until you hear some other people's story. You think you're carrying the biggest cross. Well, we are carrying the biggest cross in this country, PPP. We are carrying the biggest cross. You think you're carrying the biggest cross till you hear the other man's story. But for the grace of God, go ahead. Some of the stories we didn't get to cover in last night's broadcast as we started with the first 15 this morning. Some of the things we didn't get to cover in the interest of time. In the interest of time, things we didn't cover. Take a look, folks. Take a listen. This is us covering that freak storm passed through Linden the day before, the evening before. And this was the morning after. The morning after, the night before, that freak storm in Linden. Take a look at some of the other stories we cover.
Since we are coping a little for now, but to see nothing going on, building a camp, before we put all the clothes at least you see inside the yard. Everything went up, the whole roof come off, so it does what's going on. So, got to try to get start from there and see how far we could carry it.
Were any members of your family injured in this freak storm? You see your roof missing from your house here. Your clothes thrown about here in the yard, and certain things would have been soaked and damaged. I mean, this is day one. You still got, your life ahead of you. How do you guys see moving forward and building back? I see you're building a little tent at the back here.
Well, at
to
least
offer some cover to the stuff that you have.
At least the tent we building there is for the clothes in case rain come again. I see nothing on build yet. And this is how the structure there right now. So what in the way you asked me just now if anybody injured, nobody injured. But we escaped the injury because the whole roof come off and go, so nothing left for fall on nobody.
Yeah. We're thankful nobody's physically injured. I'm certain though, this is a tremendous injury to the economic aspect of your life. This looks like millions of dollars in damage and losses here.
There's a lot of losses.
How much are you estimating?
This is what I'm trying to tell you. I can't tell you because of the working Ethereum ceremony. As a ceremony, you give no count how much money you send. As sometimes you make a little 50,000, you send all. Liberty food, mostly getting into it name. Mostly getting into the building.
Yeah, we see your clothes out here, we see a bed, we see sound system, other things are strewn about.
Everything soak up, damage, everything soak up.
Yeah. Have you seen any?
At least within $1 million.
This is now hours after this devastation you all have had here. Have you seen any member of the government maybe reach out to you all in some way to help?
I ain't seen nobody, cause for the time of the day, me really see nobody. Yeah, I ain't see nobody.
Okay.
But this is over there right now.
Yeah, and what about any measures for your shelter moving forward? There's no roof to this house here. How are you guys going to cope where that's concerned?
We know yet. There's we trying to now see at least you see a lot of people. There's people coming begging, and it's in this 3-girl chain and $2,000. So this he said,
yeah. And you all here. You all are totally at the mercy of the elements.
Yeah,
basically the back here.
The camp is putting up.
Yeah.
The breeze come, the camp could go too. You know what I'm saying? The camp could go.
My sister, no doubt you're here counting your losses. We can see the tremendous damage to your home. Tell us a little bit about what happened and how you guys coping right now.
Well, due to heavy rains yesterday and the breeze that came with it, we lost most of our roof And it has been very, very uncomfortable,
One can
to
imagine.
say the least. And I'm looking to see who could help us at this time because the losses are tremendous.
As we can see, is everybody safe? We heard some kids next door here got some cuts and scrapes. Everybody's your home safe?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They are safe.
And no doubt this amongst the millions of dollars in losses, I am certain, as you said, you are looking for help. And that's one of the ways you guys are going to be moving forward.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. Has there been any help now? There's a couple hours now. Anybody has come forward? Has the authorities maybe visited thus far in any way?
Well, we have seen many persons coming, but we're hoping to see them helping.
I hear you. I hear you. Our thoughts and prayers definitely with your family. How you guys are gonna maybe where you guys are gonna rest tonight if your roof is missing, parts of your roof missing, some folks windows and so on. How do you guys intend to find shelter for the night?
But that's a good question.
Third Ali Wisma, and we are at your home. You were a victim of this freak storm here overnight, and then you got some flooding issues that happens at your place here. Talk to us a little bit about that. Let's start with the storm, the kind of damages your property would have seen here. Let me talk about the flooding.
Well, yesterday, it was me alone was here yesterday after the lightning and the thunder. Well, we didn't expect the rain to be this much.
Hmm.
Then after my son came home and the rain burst down. Anyway, we were in there. We didn't even know that the breeze blew up the thing until the lightning flash. Then we see the whole middle off. We decided now that we can't stay in here because the place, the rain beating on the house top, fearing us. We had to run out in the heavy rain. Run out. When we run out, you saw this thing blowing in front of us. And we run over to our neighbor, and there is where we sleep for the night.
Wow. Were you
Yeah.
surprised when you came back and you saw the extent of the damages on the property here?
Well, I know I'm not surprised because this normally when the rain falls, the zinc always, blow up. But it never
To this
reached to this
extent.
extent.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then you got a flooding situation to
Yes,
compound
every
that.
little rain now that fall, the little slightest rain, we get in flood. Every little rain, and that never used to happen.
Yeah, and you seem to be in a quandary because neighbors might be building up their property and everything comes over here. Then that's the other part of it.
Well, I don't know, the gutter overflowing, the road full with water right through.
Since you've had this devastation here overnight, you've had any help from maybe the government, maybe pasture, and I think they're in Linden currently. Yeah,
No, this is the first time I getting to talk to somebody.
yeah. We're here with the regional chairman and the deputy mayor,
Yes.
as well. And what kinds of in terms of costs, the damages here?
Well, my bed, the old one side is the bedroom. The rain beating, soak up the mattress, and lucky for me, it didn't affect the chairs and everything. So, but this one side. But then, if we should get another rain and breeze, the rest of zinc could blow off and cause greater damage. Because the zinc right now just sit down. It is not. It is nailed in.
Yeah, Mr. Armstrong, how are you going to move forward from this? I mean, like, what happens tonight? I mean,
Well, I don't. That is what I'm studying. I don't know how we can make out tonight because I have nowhere else to go. I have nobody, assisting me. It's just me, and the little that I work for, that could barely mind me, pay my little rent and these things.
yeah, I hear
Yes.
you. We're so sorry for this devastation here.
Right now, we're glad to build over our home, but where to start? We need assistance.
Ma'am, we're in your home, or what's left of it. Tell us what's happening here. It's such a devastation when we look around.
Well, really, it's my son's house, but he's working on the back road, and my grandson does be here. So last night when they come and tell me about this disaster, and I come up here, oh, I was so shocked. I don't even up to now I ain't come to grips with it, but I'm trying. And when I look at what happened, I say thank God for life. Because if the children, because you have two sons, but they just be with me, if they were in the house, because the a couple of the rafters fall, one hit my grandson on the foot.
Half the roof is missing.
Well, this was saying he was in the chair down here and it falls split and they could gash him on the foot at the side there and he get a puncture in his hand. But when I come up, the whole
Sorry to
place
hear.
was in water. Like I had to call for a boat. And up to now, you could see the water still in the place. But then everything, nothing really safe because some of the things you might get discarded because all like in the wardrobe, the whole top falling, the mattress them. I don't know when that would
Right, it's going to take a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Certainly the
And
appliances and so on
well,
damaged.
yeah, because I don't know if the fridge because I remember the current. Then you have the TV, you have the fridge, you have the washer. I look like I don't know, but I just hoping that somebody would come to the relief of the people because remember now we're not in a position like to but we're trying and we're hoping that whoever is in charge would come and give a relief to each and every person at least that they could start back on some from somewhere
Yeah.
because it's not easy. It's not easy, but in the community I'm in solidarity with everybody else because we are sharing the same grief and devastation through this disaster that took place last night.
Yeah.
So
We do hope that you guys get some help here. I know now the authorities are going to be listening and watching, and we hope they come and they give you all some assistance because there's a lot of damage here, as we'll be
yes,
showing you
because you
folks.
have to. I don't know. I got my nephew and them. They're gonna try and see how what we could do for now until because they came this morning and they were saying that we don't do anything. Wait on the minister, but up to now and night gonna be just now. You can't leave the place open like this because in the night people walking you can't even trust for leave the place. But you can't sleep no way.
Yeah.
So there is the whole thing. So my son was trying to see if he could get at least a cover back that you could at least say the place is safe. So I
Because
don't know.
if rain comes again, you're in trouble here.
That is
You
it.
said half the roof here is missing.
And this portion is the most technical part because it's
Correct.
all the bedrooms and the sitting room with all
Exposed.
the
Exposed.
But I just hoping that by evening, if we could get at least a put back the cover at the top, and we're gonna take it from there and see how best we're gonna do the rest.
Yeah. The resilience of our Guyanese brothers and sisters, unmatched. Unmatched. That lady was so lighthearted, having all of that to cope with, to deal with, and so lighthearted and just taking it in stride to her son's home and a lot of work needed. And I refer to whether the government had passed by very often, as you could imagine, because the municipality don't have the budget, um, the Regional Democratic Council, the RDC, don't have the budget that could cushion those folks there. They need intervention from the central government, who got the deep pockets now, thanks to the oil and gas largesse, oil more than gas, you know. But it's surprising that we were there into the afternoon and nobody had showed up yet. And the little we were hearing was just promises, we can try to help you put down back your roof, but the rest is up to you, right? Huh? I see some people get some big relief in this country, millions of dollars in relief, right? And government didn't cause the damage to the Edo plant or the cactus or the orange tree or what have you, but millions of dollars. You tell him, man, I can manage a couple zinc shit for you, man. I can manage a couple zinc shit. We gotta help our folks. And people seem not to know which even direction to go in. You know, is this something for help and shelter? Is this something for men on a mission? I mean, who takes the lead on this? Civil Defense Commission? I saw Civil Defense, I think in my hiker recently, sharing out hampers and so on. And, you know, hours later after this freak storm ripped through Linden, nobody. Right? Y'all don't find something wrong with that, or it's just me? Y'all don't find something a little wrong with that? Avril and Siobhan and JG, Deborah? I feel like I find something a little wrong with that. You know? Actions and the words and actions. You know, there's incoherence where that's concerned. Right? Them might say they ain't got the fiscal space in the budget. The 2024 budget. They don't have the fiscal space. Right? Like I said, we made our constituency some promises, though we got to fulfill them. The 2025 budget is upon us. This is going to be early in the year. It's usually early in the year, unless you bring it the first week in January. I saw somebody reporting out in some places. It's going to be early budget. But we got something for the folks in Linden. Bring it now, let me sign it in on. Got some stuff for the folks in Linden. It's an elections budget. That's one of the things you ought to know. It's an elections budget. Right? So it might get 3 trillion, might chop 1 trillion, maybe $3 trillion. Remember, them boys didn't know if they're coming back. It's a massive thief now. Watch out for it. Watch out for it. I saw them gather some public servants together. Right. This is the tail end talking about, oh, y'all be thrifty and let's try to be accountable now and so on, because we're coming down to re-election time. Right? Let's try to be conservative. Right? Yeah, that's part of what they said. Urging public officials to efficiently manage resources. No. Oh, Father. No. I thought this is why you do mid-course. Right? Even mid-year, this is September. Now he's talking about efficiently managing resources. This is at the start of the budgetary cycle. After the appropriations, the estimates have been approved. It's all right. I want you all to know. Be diligent. Be efficient. Good governance, rule of law, democracy, all them. Hurly-flurly things. But you understand, it's election season and you got to get your photo ops as though you're doing all this leadership and management. Right? We understand. Annette, we understand the set piece. Leslie, we understand the set piece. Part of what they told public servants recently, senior public servants, is that while election promises were made conservatively, right, they were made to ensure financial feasibility, the government has implemented measures. Linden wants some measures right now. Right. Linden wants some measures right now. They have implemented additional measures. Listen to this. Guided by strategic vision for Guyana's development. But none of that kicking in Linden. None of that's not kicking in Yvette Madu. None of that is kicking into Linden at all. None of it. None. I'm drinking some orange juice now. Big ugly cup. Nothing kicking in for Linden, folks. Marlon, Thomas. I know Marlon can get upset here. Because Linden is Marlon tongue too. Marlin says pure fluff and bluff. It's more bluff than fluff. Fluff and bluff. With the emphasis on the bluff. Plenty of that we can see. Folks, moving forward. We entering into that electoral cycle. What's happening with that new AFC? Don't ask me, I ask you. With the Doris, Rockall Gentle, Beatrice Selby. What's happening with the coalition? Fitzherbert Jerrick, the most active retiree they have. The most active. Fitzherbert Jerrick is on the live this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Respect and manners. Shonel Smith Daniels, good to see you there. Shonel, I see you. Release a 20-point plan for the oil sexy girl. 20-point plan. Take that in your chest. Take that in your chest. Ryan Jones, Deborah, Karen Mohammed, good to have all of you on the live. Budget 2025, election budget, watch for it. Watch for it. Watch for it. You know, I'm certain you all grew up in that time when you hear, if you didn't went, your name can't get called. If you were not there, right, your name can't get called. It's not always true, but for the most part. Today we're learning, I think it's I saw Kaitra News reporting on this initially. Deputy Superintendent Carl Wilson has been charged with the sexual assault of a colleague. This is riveting stuff. You understand why the Ghana police force are out there solving crimes and intercepting and preventing? Them boys busy. The boys busy. Busy. Here are the allegations. 2 counts of sexual assault, right, was laid, and this sexual assault was against a male police constable. Yeah. This sexual assault. The Ghana police force in the worst shape it has ever been in. The worst shape. Worship. I was passing the what used to be the toll station, the Linden Highway, that police outpost. And them boys out there, you know. And them boys asking for a little small piece for something. Fastest growing economy. Fastest growing runnings, hustlings country. Leave a little something there, man. Something for the retirement fund. Police force in the they do it without any compunction. Is my word choice correct? Right? Shonel Smith Daniel says he freak force. Shonel says he freak force. Yeah. The worst shape it has ever been in. Worship. Worse. The freak force. Instead of the worship. So, Superintendent Carl Wilson, Deputy Superintendent Carl Wilson, appeared at the Georgetown Magistrates Court and pleaded not guilty and was granted bail set at £75,000 put charge. Folks, a man only alleged. I call him a jagabat and a trench crapo. He didn't even hear the words himself. He said somebody called he and drew his attention to it. This allegation that I call you a trench crapo and a tadpole and a cricketer and a jumpy board and a confusion powder. He alleged I called you those names. And I was on $200,000+ bail. A man on 2 sexual assault charges of a male co-worker. He earned $75,000 for charge. But he's returning to court on the 16th of October. Listen, I don't judge nobody. Right? I try not to judge nobody. Chanel want to wear a nice black dress to she gala dinner in New York and show off she young self. Fair enough. You buy your dress, wear your dress. Right. I try not to judge nobody. But you see this police force? You see this freak force? You see this freak force? Huh? You see this freak force here? The allegation or allegations they're telling us in the freak force stem from an incident in April this year near the Kingston seawall. Okay. I don't know if you got on the seawall, you got to be a freak. The freak force. Wilson allegedly made inappropriate sexual advances towards the constable. But the constable apparently wasn't rolling like that. A complaint was filed on June 8th. And he was relieved of his command, Wilson that is, pending an investigation. Right? High-ranking police officials. But he got a compulsion. All we got with demons, we fighting some people. Like the PvP, they can't let people money. Like people got the compunctions. They got this one, they got money problems. All the demons, they got. All the demons on the seawalls. That's what the report says. He made sexual advances. Look, I don't know, right? I see Chanel got some very late night commentary on this live this morning. Look, I want you to understand the country we're in and understand it from this standpoint. You see, we in this pressure cooker here, boiling up every day. A slow death. If you throw an outsider in this country, they'd be revulsed by it instantaneously. Instantaneously. They will be revulsed. Revulsed by it. But the PvP turn the heat up a little bit every day. The PvP. I heard Ronald Austin referred it in this way, I think yesterday, on a post he made in relation to Tom, right? In relation to Ivor Tom, the administrator of the Borough School of Arts. He was talking about that and the way things are going to proceed. Right? He said it's going to be a slow and quiet plucking. If you pluck too hard, the bird can squawk. But a slow, and that's guy in his head. Right? And some even thanking them, Thank you so much for the plucking. But the plucking nonetheless is a slow death. You throw anybody else in this thing here, they will be revulsed by it. Revulsed. Not us. But let me show you who we are. Right? This kind of sexual advances here, you see, is multiplied times over. Whether it's in the police force, in the private sector, right? This kind of unwanted, unsolicited sexual advances. But the police in this country is the church to trying for silence. Church. It's the church. At Mabaruma, the PPP activists who live next to the church. Next to the church. Right? Churches, to me, church is docile and easygoing. The church would shake you up. You are the right church. Shake up your life for the better. Right? So all these inappropriate sexual advances people in the freak force, you are in a church in your life. Not church. Right? Church is dress parade and who got on new suit and new dress. Church. Robo. The freak force. Remember the freak force, they fired the chaplain? Because the man prayed about corruption and inappropriate sexual advances and so on. They fired the chaplain. Running out for shut down church. Right? You see, it's the church disrupting the life of the PPP right next door. And now claiming noise, nuisance. We said we didn't arrest the pastor. It's just the keyboardist. Is he the making? Is he the making the noise? The pastor didn't start preaching yet. We didn't get nothing for he. But this keyboardist who playing but the blood prevails in C sharp. Blood of the risen lamb. Praise God, the blood prevails. Is he? Is he? But the sexual advances, people, the wickedness that in high places, we gotta time it up. Well, the young male corporal who was sexually advanced, he didn't swing it like that. And they said that a report was filed, a complaint was filed. And Wilson, why we be laughing? Oh, is that time the service we got actually offering? Huh? why we the belly hotted here? Huh? He was rolling like that. So you see, when we say wicked, stink, and dirty, this meets all the criteria. All the above. Wicked, stink, and dirty. I mean, we keep a little raciness for the evening program. But this, don't like it one bit. Don't like it one bit. So, Deputy Superintendent of Police Carl Wilson goes back to court on the 16th. On the 16th. Right? You got other members in the force who were so charged. You remember the Paul Slow Commission of Police Service Commission? had an investigation of Karen Batch. You all remember that? It's such a nastiness. Yep. Yep. Father have his mercies. Talk about nastiness. This man went to the UN and talk about how he loved the Haitians, forgetting that we know what we know. If he loved the Haitians, too bad. Too bad. I remember, it may be just me, but their PR is so forceful. Sometimes you doubt yourself. Sometimes you doubt yourself. Is it just me or did Attorney Lord Darren Wade bring an action in the High Court for discrimination? Some Haitians who are passing through here, locked up unceremoniously, their movements curtailed. Huh? Is this mere that actually happened? And Darren won that case. The High Court, I think, was Chief Justice herself, saying that the government yet again had acted unconstitutionally. Yet again. And that man could mong that they're about to deport the Haitians. That man mong that lectern in an empty hall and say how we got for good now. And mong that support monetary wise and otherwise for our Haitian brothers and sisters. I thought Irfan them meeting Barbados Airport and say everything all right in Haiti. Transitional Council take over now and it's nice time. You know, some people fret. When I asked for some donations for our broadcast, some people fret about that. I saw Irfan on the international stage yesterday, hat in hand, asking for donation. Irfan said to the world leaders who were listening someplace else because the hall was empty. He said, I come into y'all, like people didn't know he come in and the boycott. Massive boycott yesterday. He said, I call in all of y'all. You know, calling is not the problem. Calling is not the problem. You call a lot of places in this country. Right? Captain Reed said, if you love them, why they can't stay in your country? You call a lot of places in this country. A lot of ministries and so. Right? A lot of ministries. A lot of companies. As if you can get through. Is this somebody can pick up? You could call all you want. Is it people can pick up? So people say, is Irfan? Irfan who? From where? And by the time he start, not to be confused with Ghana, clicks. We ain't got no shame. Look how we ain't got no shame. He was chairman of CARICOM at the height of that whole Haiti debacle. Right? Chairman of CARICOM. And he gone bragging, we have to support the Kenyan-led policing force. No shame. And by extension, your friends in CARICOM, no shame, no skin in the game, none whatsoever. Right? Is Kenya associate member CARICOM? I don't think so. And we make Kenya, right, halfway around the world, got boots on the ground in a sister CARICOM country. And we out here boasting how we love the Haiti people, the Haitian people. William Ruto with the bad self, he should have given this speech here. It will come across as a little more credible and valid and credible. Ruto should have given this. And it comments one is with Mia. Where is Mia? Mia wasn't even there. Ralphal missing. If your own friends not even sticking around to listen to you, if your own friends not even sticking around to listen to you, where are you? Where are you? You don't know way. So, if I address the world leaders, wherever they were in the world, because they weren't at the UN yesterday, when he was addressing the UN, when he was addressing the walls, urging them to contribute to humanitarian aid in Haiti. As the UN-led Kenyan multinational security mission continue to work to dismantle gangs and work to dismantle gangs and restore peace. We wasting time out here, CARICOM. We wasting time. Don't come wrong with funny. We wasting a lot of time in this place. We got a government that treated the Haitians in the worst way. In the worst way. No other nationality has been subjected to the dehumanization like the Haitians. You all know the Haitians have never been a conquered people in the sense that they were a colony. And here they're trying to colonize them, lungs them up here. And thanks to Attorney Law Darren Wade, going before the High Court, putting forward his always stellar argumentations, and so persuaded the Chief Justice to the cause. And he gone there now saying how much they love the Haitian people. Some of the other headlines we wanted to look at. Your homework, right? The authorities say this. They've seen a sharp decline in undernourishment, a sharp drop in undernourishment. Tell you how things tight in this country. And then Airpan says he was warmly welcomed in Brooklyn. Well, I saw the massive protest. I saw that warm welcome. He got there. And that's making the rounds as well. And then the ERC has addressed the Mabaruma Church incident where the police detained the keyboardist. They didn't like the song or the key or the chord that was being played. When they're going to address the Ivor Tom matter? Over to you, ERC. When they're going to address that? Folks, as I'm on the ERC, well, I died there, going through some of my messages the other day. I noticed the ERC wrote to me, I've been invited, they're inviting all influencers and these talk show hosts and so on to a meeting on something. Some issue. Well, I got to go. I got to go see the tech ups. Some issue. When they're gonna address the Ivor Tom issue? That's what you want to know. And then the GRA says they are monitoring new gold smuggling tactics. Might be new to them. New gold smuggling tactics. And then on the very Ivor Tom issue, one letter right in this morning's paper saying that Jagdio's offer signals hope, basically. Olive Branch. No, Olive Branch and Tom. Tom didn't do nobody nothing. Tom wasn't the one parking unauthorized parking zone. Tom wasn't the one hurling racial slurs. You know, so I disagreed with Claudia Hayward a little bit this morning. In this olive branch, I think if anybody extended an orange branch, Tom extended an orange branch to them. By furthering associated himself with the regime, he offered an orange branch to them to redeem themselves, and not the other way around. We'll leave it there this morning, good folks. Let us leave it there this morning. Let us leave it. First, we might get 10 or so this morning. Or did we do 15? Or did we do 15? We're going to leave it there today, folks. Thanks for joining us from the many places you joined us from. We hope we weren't too hard on your breakfast, you know. We aided in the digestion, if anything else. Right. Beatrice, Edward, Everell. So I'm watching that that invite from the ERC. Some workshop or something like that. They invited influencers and this and that, and I'm gonna see what's happening. I'm gonna see what's happening. Wrong by the ERC. Am I getting quiet by the Tom at the same time? When y'all coming wrong by Tom's side? You know? When y'all gonna address that issue? Folks, have a fantastic rest of the day. We're gonna see you guys right back here on the next one. Right? Stay safe, folks, and God bless. Right? To quote who said that? Oh God, it's going by so fast. Stay safe. God bless each and every one of you. Thanks for